Hi there, I'm back with a review of the MakuluLinux. Now I showed you beta 1.2 last week. This has now moved from beta to RC. So this is release candidate 1 of the new MakuluLinux version 1.2. For those of you that have not seen the previous video, MakuluLinux is a South African development team, and Makulu, which is pronounced Makulu, is the Zulu word for Big Chief. So it's Big Chief Linux, and basically in a nutshell, we combine the four common desktop environments into a single distribution, which is Cinnamon, KDE, Mate and Ubuntu, with Cinnamon being the default, of course. Anyway, so let me log into Cinnamon. The big deal about this distribution is that it is based on the 3.83 kernel. So it supports all the new hardware and all the fixes, especially I think there was a lot of drivers and USB fixes in the 3.8 kernel, 3.7 as well. So yeah, that's quite a big deal, the fact that it supports all the new hardware. I know Ubuntu is also releasing now on 3.8 kernel, and Mint will follow after that, as will most other distributions as well. But for the newcomers, it's a pretty standard setup. We put a nice theme on it, the ambience theme that Ubuntu usually has. I really like that theme, so we opted to use that theme and use this standardized across all four of the desktops. So pretty much they all share this ambience look. As you can see, it's quite nice, very polished, very awesome looking. Of course, this distribution is also built on the new version of Cinnamon 1.73, KDE 4.10, Mate 1.6 and Unity 17. So it's all the latest versions of the desktop environments on a 3.8 kernel, and I can tell you it was not easy to do. Also, we are using the Deepin software center, which is quite a nice software center. I actually prefer it over the Mint and the Ubuntu software centers because it has a nicer layout. You can skin it, and you know, they show more info right up front. You know, you can immediately see the file size of anything, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, we've got the standard Synaptic Package Manager, which is included. And of course, we've linked into the favorites the software sources, which is where you would install additional drivers and, you know, your software sources. The system control panel is also on the favorites list, as is terminal and your file browser, which is Nemo. Let's just have a look at the control panel. Now, basically what the guys at Mint have done now is they've added a whole lot of extra stuff into the control panel, which you would have normally had to go find elsewhere. So your desklets, your applets, hot corner, panel, I think Windows is new here as well, workspaces, you know, the themes, effects, that's all part of a single control panel now. Which is pretty cool. You still have your display and your default programs, although everything's shifted around a little, so you kind of just have to look twice for what is where. But it's all part of the standard control panel now. The file browser of choice for Cinnamon is Nemo. I think that's 1.7. Yes, 1.7.2. Nemo 172. I think there are a couple of major changes, one being that it now actually shows the disk usage, you know, your free space and so forth, and you can actually see it in a little graphical bar. I'm not too sure what all the other changes are. I know that it's been polished quite a bit. I see even the windows have changed a little bit and so forth. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of changes in here. But anyway, so that's Nemo 1.7.2, and as you can see, we've carried this nice theme into the file browser as well, so that's pretty awesome looking. Of course, you can add more applets and desklets and change the theme and settings and go crazy. We've just included the standard calendar, the Windows list, of course your audio, network, and system updater, notifications, and yeah, you can add plenty of applets if you want to. I'm just gonna go quickly through the programs that are installed here. You've got your normal standard archiver, your calculator, contacts, disks, your file browser, font viewer, and your file editors, your screenshot utility, and terminal. Administration, I see they've moved. It used to be down here, as was preferences. See, they've moved the obviously it's more alphabetical now. Yes, they've made everything alphabetical, which is actually quite cool, although it does kind of mess up the system folders, which would usually be separate on their own, but not such a big deal. Deepin Software Center, as I said, is the software center of choice. gparted is installed, privacy, startup disk creator, your package manager. Ubuntu Tweak is installed, which is handy for doing system cleans and of course editing Unity, as well as the login manager, the LightDM Unity greeter. Of course, user accounts is there. Games, we've got a couple of card games, Mahjong, Mines, Sudoku, and we have Steam. Steam is pre-installed, so you can kind of just log in, update, log in and play. Graphics is document viewer, image magic, LibreDraw, Shotwell, and Simple Scan. Internet is Dropbox, which is for syncing your files with online storage. FlareGet, multi-threaded download manager. Mumble, which is like a vent. It's an audio server where you can actually chat online via mic. And I put that on because there's a openlinux community.com or whatever. They you know, the couple of guys gather in the channel and just talk Linux all day, and it's quite cool. I've recently joined myself, and for that reason I've included this app. I'll actually add the address into the description of this video, just below, so if you want to join, you can join them there. Opera is the browser of choice, for obvious reasons. Everybody knows I'm an Opera fan. I think it's a highly underrated browser. Firefox and Chrome have just gotten so slower with every release, and every release you got to add new extensions or sit with extensions that are outdated, and you know, it's become a nightmare keeping up with Firefox and Chrome, where Opera just works off the bat. It's always fast. It's uses less bandwidth. You know, it's got most of the extensions is all built into Opera. You don't need to even add them. You add a couple of I think I ran like 3 or 4 extensions max, you know, and even those I don't have to. So yeah, I'm a big Opera fan. Pigeon Internet Messenger is the messenger of choice. Pigeon, always awesome, connects to just about everything, never gives problems. I know Ubuntu uses Empathy, and some of the other guys use other messengers. Pigeon's just always worked for me. I love it. So yeah, Thunderbird Mail is the mail client of choice. Transmission for downloading torrents. I almost put the deludge on, but you know, transmission is simple, easy, quick, and takes less space. I don't want to increase the ISO size. XChat, of course, is your IRC client, and of course LibreOffice, the newest version 4.0 something. That notepad is part of the Wine installation. So under preferences, you have all your standard settings here. Nothing's different there. A couple of maybe extras and so forth, but it's all the standard stuff. Ubuntu One is obviously included, so you can sync with your online Ubuntu One storage account. I think you get 5 gigs of free storage. Dropbox, you get 2 gigs of free storage, so together that's 7 gigs of free storage. And I think with both of them you can actually sync them with your phone as well. So you know, you can use Ubuntu One or Dropbox as a middleman to sync your phone with your PC. We've got Brasero here. We've got K3B burner. Now most distributions only put one or the other, but you know, in reality, K3B is nicer, I guess, because it's got more options. But for the noobs, the new guys, Brasero is quite nice, and neither one uses a lot of space, so I've included both. Rhythmbox is on here, which is your default audio manager. You've got your normal video Totem video player. VLC media player is the media player of choice. Obviously that's the default player. And Voco Screen is the screen recording utility. Now I've included it because it's not very big. I mean, it's tiny, it's a couple of megs, and I'm actually busy making the video using that right now. And I tell you, after all the crap I've gone through with Linux to try and actually find a decent screen capturing program, I had to include this. I mean, it worked out the box. I had virtually no configuring to do. I just clicked it, record, and it picked up everything. My mic, you know, started recording the video, and about a 10-minute video is only 50 megs. I mean, geez, come on. So yeah, so I've included that. Will be handy, so you guys can go ahead and you know, make a lot of videos on your builds and post them and so forth. It will probably help spread the word as well. Of course, Decon F editor is included, your disk analyzer, it's all standard stuff, system monitor, system settings, and of course Wine is included, and I think this is the latest version 1.5.27 or 28. The PPA is added, so as new Wine updates come through, you know, you'll pick them up on your system updates. But Wine is installed, so you can run Windows software right off the bat. So yeah, that's pretty standard stuff, and as you can see, it runs quite nice and smooth, quite stable. I just want to show you a bit about Opera here. Did I open it now? Yes, I did. Okay, sorry, that's I'll be messing around with skins here. It's supposed to be that skin. There we go. Okay, so when you start it up, that's the skin you will see. Don't worry about it's crappy skin I was running. Okay, so when you start up Opera, this is what you'll see. I've included quite a few speed dials here that you can add more, of course. Just do the you know, most commonly used places, you know, that's Steam for Linux and PayPal and Dropbox and Ubuntu One, YouTube, News24, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, and so forth, so forth. So this is pretty much what you'll see. You can add more. There's a Google search as well over there and there. The plugins are Opera to mobile. You can send web pages directly to your mobile phone if you set this up. Adblock is included, and web caching is included to save on bandwidth, especially for people that have very little bandwidth, can open cached versions of websites. So yeah, Opera is the default manager of choice, obviously. Let's log out. That is basically Cinnamon, and as you can see, it's running without any system errors, no crashes or anything like that. It works pretty nice off the bat. Cinnamon 2D is just a less resource hungry version of Cinnamon. You know, running both, I've never seen the difference. You log into Cinnamon 2D, it looks exactly like Cinnamon, the default Cinnamon, so I'm not actually quite sure what the major difference is. But anyway, let's log into KDE. I just want to quickly browse through KDE. This is not one of my favorite desktops, and I haven't had much time playing with KDE, so I do not really have a lot of knowledge of in-depth mechanics of the operating system. I do, however, know how to configure it, and I suppose most of it is you know, common sense. Anyway, you are presented with a desktop with a folder view already set up. Couple of let me just lock the widgets so things don't pop up. We've got a couple of shortcuts on the desktop, which is obviously your software manager, software center, your web browser, your system settings, and your file browser, which is Dolphin. You know, previously I put the classic menu on, However, I managed to get this theme looking quite nice, you know, and since this is a backport of the Kubuntu KDE, I've left it on the standard application launcher. If you unlock it, I think you can actually change it, switch to classic view if you prefer it that way. It's quite easy, just right click, switch to classic view. So those of you that don't like this layout, you can easily switch between this one and the classic one. Anyway, there's a lot of applications on here that are you know, KDE specific, which is your instant messenger. You've got KDE instant messenger log viewer, mail client. You've got web browser, which is that recon queue. So yeah, everywhere you'll see all the KDE apps, they are included. We've kept the standard theme inside KDE, so you see you've got the ambience theme even working inside KDE. Of course, the file browser of choice here is Dolphin, which is version 2.2 using KDE Development Platform 4.10.2. So yeah, so it's the latest Dolphin with the latest KDE. There are quite a few major changes here. You've got your recently accessed, you've got searching for devices, and then of course your places on top. You can even add folders in here, I think. Unlock panels. No, where is it? Oh, I've now put, yeah, settings, show toolbars, configure Dolphin, view modes, navigation, hell, tools. I'm used to the other menu. Panels, here we go, panels. Yes, you can even put folders in here if you want to. I do not really like using it, but it is there. Anyway, so yeah, pretty nice looking. You know, KDE's you can configure the crap out of KDE, so you can add a lot of stuff, customize it a lot. All the KDE lovers will know KDE, so they will be pretty much used to you know, what to do, where to enable it, and so forth. Of course, I'm using VirtualBox to do this, so I do not have the OpenGL and 3D graphics. Otherwise, I could have showed you some effects. You know, KDE has a lot of effects that you can enable: wobbly windows and water effects and fire explosion effects and so forth. Anyway, let's just unlock these widgets. We've got a widget manager where you can add additional widgets, either the ones we have included, or you can get new widgets online. You can skin it how you want it. Yeah, you can go mad with just customizing KDE. So as you can see, KDE is running nice and smooth, no problems, just works off the bat, and that's the new 4.10. Now to move over onto Mate 1.6. Now Mate is a lightweight desktop environment. Mate is a lightweight desktop environment. It runs on any PC, old, new, doesn't matter. Some of the guys like to use Mate on the newer computers, and then they enable compers, and of course, you know, gives you a lot of special effects. The other guys that use older PCs, Mate runs like a dream. The Mint menu, which we had on our 1.0 release, was excluded from 1.2 for the fact that it's not supported on Mate 1.6 yet. I suppose you could you know, go through some effort and probably make it work, but over the last few weeks I've been using the classical menu quite a bit, and I tell you what, it's grown on me so much that I'm kind of starting to like it. Everything's simple. I open something and I just go straight there. I don't have to worry about favorites and places and systems, and yeah, so I kind of like this menu, you know. So I suppose we'll probably, when the Mint menu does get updated, we'll probably add it to the panel options in a future release, but I'm not sure whether we'll enable it by default, you know. But anyway, as you can see, once again, because it's a different desktop, we've got all the mate related stuff, mate calculator, and you've got let's see, you've got there should be a mate terminal here as well, right where you've got where is the terminal? Places, system tools, yeah, mate system monitor, mate terminal. Yeah, Kaja is of course the file browser of choice, and as you can see, once again, we've kept the ambience theme. You know, we kind of, every desktop we add something different. You know, we keep the theme standard, but something different. In this case, it is the orange borders and the sort of creamy what internal skin, and the highlights are more of a faded orange than a bright orange. Other than that, everything else is standard. Yeah, so you can see it's a very nice look, very sleek, you know, very professional at the same time, not too funky. Yeah, I really like this theme. I can never tire of seeing it. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much mate. It works off the bat, no problems. 1.6 had its quirks. It took me better part of a week with no sleep, fixing up a lot of problems with mate, but I eventually got it working, and it doesn't seem to suffer any more other bugs. So we'll have to wait for the users to report back if there are any other problems, but for now I haven't found many. It seems to be working properly. Of course, on every desktop we include a couple of desktop shortcuts, as well as in the taskbar we add the standard three, your file browser, your internet browser, terminal, and show desktop. Come on, 75%. Anyway, so yeah, everyone, so far all the desktops are working. I'm going to move on to the Unity desktop, Ubuntu Unity. So let's log into Unity. This is probably my least favorite desktop of them all, and probably the one I know the least as well. From what I can see, it's pretty standard. Your file browser of choice here is of course supposed to be Nautilus, but I see everything opens up in files 3.6.3, I think it is. Where is it? Files, about files 3.6.3. So yeah, once again, of course it's the ambience theme which comes standard with Unity. The dash has been updated. They've got a new dash icon, and of course they've increased the speed of the dash. It used to be so slow in VirtualBox. I see they've sped that up quite a bit. You get of course everything attaching to the panel on top. If I open Dropbox now, it will show a little Dropbox icon. Yeah, the same with Ubuntu 1. So that's probably one of the nicer things about Unity, is the fact that everything attaches onto the top panel here. Your system settings of course includes the Ubuntu 1 Ubuntu tweak as well. Other than that, it's the standard system settings. In fact, it's the old control panel that Mint used to use before before 1.7. So it's familiar control center. Other than that, Ubuntu seems to, Unity seems to be running fine with no problems. I've tested it over the last few days and opened programs and, you know, just run it in general. I haven't had any issues with it, nothing yet. Time will tell, I guess, as it will with all the other desktops. But log out, that's the new logout panel. But yeah, that's basically Makulu in a nutshell. And as you can see, the last video there were a couple of niggles that were present in the video, and those have been sorted out. So right now it's pretty stable, you know. I would say almost to the point where it could possibly be a final release, except this last week I haven't had many testers at my fingertips available to test for me, so I've done pretty much all the testing I could on my own. And being limited with computers, I wasn't able to test all the drivers and you know, hardware basically, which is pretty much the feedback that I would get from the users. And of course, as testers become available over the next few days, I'll have them run through that. But as far as from my point of view, where I've, you know, with my system testing, actually I've got a computer, 3 computers and a laptop. Testing on these 4 PCs, I have had no problems, so I'm quite chuffed with how it's turned out, especially such a major leap from 3.5 kernel to 3.8 kernel. I expected more bugs and more problems, of course, with the 4 new desktop environments as well. I did notice one issue, and that will probably still be fixed in due time with a future Cinnamon update. I will most likely email the Mint guys and just notify them in case they don't know about it. And that is, if you install the VirtualBox, I haven't installed it, I left it without the driver. If you install the VirtualBox driver, the virtualization driver, then the virtualization driver, I noticed the all applications, some of the icons seem to be giving problems with that driver. I have tried this on all the standard hardware with both ATI and NVIDIA, and it did not give any problems. It seems to be related to the virtualization driver only. So for those that will be running it inside, or that want to run the new Makulu inside VirtualBox, you may have issues with that. I am not sure. I see daily updates being streamed through for Cinnamon, so most likely it's something that will be fixed very soon. Anyway, either way, it's not such a big deal because it's only for the VirtualBox driver. Most people will be running it on their PCs, so it doesn't really affect them, and it's not really a deal breaker. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with how this project's turned out to be. I mean, this is only our 2nd release in less than a month, and as you can see, we're putting out virtually one stable version after another without much problems. I tell you, either luck's been on my side or things just keep going right. I just want to show you the software center. The Deepin Software Center, for those that don't know it, is basically a software center that looks probably similar to the Ubuntu Software Center. It has 6 themes that you can enable simply with a click of a button. I usually leave the gray one enabled, and of course your repository has all the programs you can install. You've got a search function, sort by rating, sort by download, sort by recommendation. You've got your categories on the side. Upgrades is quite nice because any upgrades that come through for your operating system usually show here, and if there are program updates, I think they show here as well. Uninstall is nice because it allows you to simply view what is installed and uninstall it, and it shows the size of each program, as does the repository. It shows the size off the bat. Both the Mint and the Ubuntu software centers, you have to first enter the program. You have to double click on the application, and then wait for the page to load, and then still scroll down, and then only can you see the size of the program, which is quite annoying. And of course, downloads just shows current downloads if you're downloading. So it's a very nice software center. It's very awesome. It's got a whole lot of nice features, and yeah, I think I've covered just about everything. And this release is currently being uploaded. Of course, South Africa internet lines are a joke. You know, we get like 20 kilobytes a second up speed. It's pathetic. So it will take a while to upload, probably a day or so. I'm expecting the links to be live somewhere between tomorrow and Tuesday. Today obviously being Sunday the 14th, so the 15th, Monday the 15th or Tuesday the 16th, the links will start appearing. We upload to different mirrors, you know, so you'll see a link and then a day later you'll see another link and so forth. Anyway, yeah, so then you guys can, whoever wants to try it out can download and try it and give some feedback, and if there are any bugs we squash it and make sure the final version is polished. But as is, this is it's actually pretty polished as is. I mean, as you see, it's a nice looking. Oh yeah, the guys that didn't watch the last video, in version 1.0 we had the Mint Display Manager, and in the 1.2 we've got the Light Display Manager running Unity Greeter. Now, originally we wanted to run Unity Greeter. That was the whole idea behind the whole ambience theme, was to keep the look of the theme even in your login panel. Except we had a lot of issues with the Light DM Manager, and so we moved over to Mint Display Manager. For the fact that we were on a deadline, we needed to release, and we didn't really have time to still go back and fix up a Light DM, and so yeah, this time around we've had time to fix the problems and the issues, so it seems to be running fine now. We haven't had any of the replication of any of the previous problems we had, so we've included it this time. Another thing I also want to mention is, in our previous release we had the GNOME fallback desktop environments, as well as a couple of other fallback environments. Those we have removed, for the fact that with the Light DM the menu could quite often on smaller resolutions end up going out of the screen, out of the bottom of the screen. It's actually one of the things I'm surprised that Ubuntu never addressed, you know. But anyway, to avoid that, we removed some of the fallback desktop environments, because you do have Cinnamon 2D as well as Mate, so the others aren't really needed. We are thinking of adding a few desktop environments in future builds, but that will probably be later in the year. We're also looking at ways to synchronize, sync to your phone, sync to mobile social sites and to mobile devices. That's no easy fix. It's also not there is no overnight solution. It's something we'll have to look at. We obviously will not be designing software ourselves for that. We'll kind of just, I suppose, do some research and see maybe we can improve on something, or make something work with our operating system. For now it is something we're considering, and it has been requested, but yeah, we're quite happy with putting out a nice looking operating system. I mean, really sleek looking and stable as was with our last build. It runs just about as stable as you can get. So yeah, you guys must download it. It's 100 megs bigger than the previous image. So the last one was 1.7 gigs. This one is 1.8 or just under 1.8 gigs, which I think is brilliant, considering that we've updated all the software, updated all the desktop environments, newer kernel, everything else considering, and we've also included a whole bunch of extra apps. So yeah, for what you get, it's actually really tiny to download. And it comes with Wine and Steam pre-installed, so that's always a plus. So yeah, brilliant operating system. You guys must download it and try it. I'm sure you will not be disappointed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing any kind of feedback. And this is Jacques from MakuluLinux signing out. See you guys next time.